Meet Aisha. Aisha is a bright and cheerful young girl who brings joy to everyone around her. Her infectious smile and positive energy light up any room she enters. Aisha was a bright and cheerful girl. She loved spending time outdoors, where she felt free and happy. Whether it was playing tag with her friends or simply running around in the park, Aisha always found a way to have fun. Her laughter could be heard from a distance, and it was a sound that brought happiness to everyone who heard it. She was 9 years old and loved to play with her friends. Every afternoon after school, Aisha and her friends would gather at the playground. They would play games, tell stories, and sometimes even create their own little adventures. Aisha was always the leader, coming up with new and exciting games for everyone to enjoy. Her friends admired her creativity and enthusiasm. She liked to ride her bike and read funny stories. Aisha's bike was her prized possession. She would ride it around the neighborhood, feeling the wind in her hair and the sun on her face. When she wasn't riding her bike, Aisha loved to sit under her favorite tree and read. She had a collection of funny stories that always made her laugh. Her favorite book was about a mischievous cat who got into all sorts of trouble. Aisha lived with her mom, dad, and a silly cat named Whiskers. Whiskers was always getting into mischief, just like the cat in Aisha's favorite book. He would chase butterflies, climb trees, and sometimes even sneak into the neighbor's yard. Aisha loved Whiskers and spent hours playing with him. Her parents often joined in the fun, making their yard a lively and happy place. Aisha was a good student, but sometimes she found it hard to focus in class. She loved learning new things, but her mind would often wander to the adventures she wanted to have. Her teachers noticed her daydreaming and tried to keep her engaged, but it wasn't always easy. Aisha's imagination was just too strong to be contained. She would rather daydream about her next adventure than listen to her teacher. Aisha's daydreams were filled with exciting journeys to far-off places. She imagined herself as an explorer, discovering hidden treasures and meeting new friends along the way. These daydreams made it hard for her to concentrate on her schoolwork, but they also fueled her creativity and sense of wonder. This term, Aisha had not done her best in school. Her grades had slipped, and she felt disappointed in herself. She knew she needed to find a balance between her daydreams and her responsibilities. With the support of her family and teachers, Aisha was determined to work harder and do better. She realized that she could still have her adventures, but she needed to focus on her studies too. Aisha was ready to take on the challenge and prove to herself that she could succeed. Report card day was a big deal at Aisha's school. It was the day when students received their grades for all their hard work. Aisha was nervous because she knew her report card wouldn't be her best. When Aisha got her report card, her heart sank. She didn't want to show her parents. She knew they would be disappointed. Aisha decided to hide her report card. Aisha looked around for a good hiding place. She couldn't put it in her backpack. Her mom always checked there. She couldn't hide it in her room. Her cat, Whiskers, was very curious and got into everything. Finally, Aisha decided to hide the report card under a loose floorboard in the living room. She thought it was the perfect hiding spot. Aisha felt a little better, but she still felt bad. The rest of the day, Aisha couldn't shake the feeling of guilt. Her friends talked about their report cards, but Aisha stayed quiet. She didn't want to lie, but she didn't want to tell the truth either. At dinner, Aisha's parents asked her about her report card. Aisha avoided their eyes and said she hadn't gotten it yet. Her parents thought it was strange but didn't question her further. The next day, Aisha was playing in the backyard with her neighbor's dog Buster. Buster was a playful beagle with a big nose for trouble. He loved to dig and sniff out anything interesting. Suddenly, Aisha saw Buster sniffing around the living room window. He started barking excitedly and pawing at the window. Aisha ran inside, worried about what Buster was doing. To Aisha's horror, Buster had squeezed through the open window. He was proudly trotting around the living room with something in his mouth. It was the report card. Buster had dug it up from under the floorboard. Aisha's parents came into the living room, surprised to see Buster, and even more surprised to see the report card in his mouth. Aisha knew she couldn't hide the truth any longer. Aisha took a deep breath and told her parents everything. She explained why she had hidden her report card and how guilty she had felt. Aisha's parents listened patiently without interrupting. When Aisha finished her story, her parents weren't angry. They told Aisha that they understood why she was scared to show them her report card. But they also explained that honesty is always the best policy. Aisha's parents talked to her about the importance of working hard. They emphasized that effort and dedication are key to achieving success in any area of life. They shared stories from their own childhoods, recounting times when they had to put in extra effort to overcome challenges. These personal anecdotes helped Aisha see that even her parents had faced difficulties and had to work hard to achieve their goals. They also stressed the importance of asking for help when needed. They explained that no one has all the answers, and that seeking assistance is a sign of strength, not weakness. Aisha's parents wanted her to understand that it's okay to reach out to others, whether it's for academic help, emotional support, or advice on any other matter. They reassured her that they were always there to support her, no matter what. They reassured her that they loved her no matter what her grades were. This unconditional love was a cornerstone of their relationship, and they wanted Aisha to feel secure in that knowledge. They hugged her tightly, letting her know that their love was not contingent on her academic performance. This reassurance helped Aisha feel more at ease and less pressured to be perfect all the time. They helped her understand that everyone makes mistakes. They explained that making mistakes is a natural part of learning and growing. Her parents shared examples of their own mistakes and what they had learned from them. They wanted Aisha to see that mistakes are not something to be feared, but rather opportunities for growth and improvement. This perspective helped Aisha feel more comfortable with the idea of making mistakes and learning from them. And it's important to learn from them. They encouraged her to reflect on her mistakes and think about what she could do differently next time. This process of reflection and learning is crucial for personal development. Aisha's parents wanted her to develop a growth mindset, where she would see challenges and setbacks as opportunities to learn and grow. They believed that this mindset would help her become more resilient and better equipped to handle future challenges. Aisha felt much better after talking to her parents. The conversation had lifted a weight off her shoulders, and she felt more confident in her ability to handle her mistakes. She realized that her parents were her allies, not her judges, and that they were there to help her succeed. This newfound confidence made her feel more optimistic about the future and more willing to take on new challenges. She realized that hiding her report card had only made things worse. Keeping secrets had caused her a lot of stress and anxiety. She understood that being open and honest with her parents was a much better approach. This realization was a turning point for Aisha, as she began to see the value of transparency and honesty in her relationships. She learned that being honest with her parents was much easier than carrying the weight of a secret. This lesson was an important one for Aisha, as it helped her build a stronger, more trusting relationship with her parents. She felt more connected to them and more supported in her journey. Aisha's experience taught her that honesty and open communication are key to overcoming challenges and growing as a person. From that day on, Aisha promised herself to always be truthful with her parents. She had learned a valuable lesson about honesty and trust. It wasn't just about avoiding trouble, it was about building a strong relationship with the people who loved her the most. Aisha realized that her parents were her biggest supporters, and they deserved to know the truth, no matter how difficult it might be to share. She knew that they would always love and support her, no matter what. This newfound understanding brought a sense of peace to Aisha's heart. She felt more connected to her parents than ever before. They spent more time together, talking about their days, sharing stories, and laughing. Aisha's parents were proud of her for taking responsibility and being honest, and they made sure she knew it. And even though she didn't like getting bad grades, she knew that it was important to try her best and learn from her mistakes. Aisha started to see her studies in a new light. Instead of dreading her homework, she approached it with curiosity and determination. She asked her parents for help when she needed it, and they were more than happy to assist her. They worked together as a team, and Aisha began to understand her subjects better. Aisha even started studying a little harder. And guess what? She discovered that learning could be fun. She found joy in solving problems and understanding new concepts. Her confidence grew with each small victory, and she no longer felt overwhelmed by her schoolwork. Aisha's parents noticed the change in her attitude and praised her efforts, which motivated her even more. Her next report card was much better. The grades were a reflection of her hard work and dedication. Aisha couldn't wait to show it to her parents. When she handed them the report card, their faces lit up with pride and joy. They hugged her tightly and told her how proud they were of her achievements. Aisha felt a sense of accomplishment that she had never experienced before. Aisha was proud of herself for being honest and for trying her best. She learned that honesty and hard work go hand in hand. By being truthful, she had built a stronger bond with her parents, and by putting in the effort, she had improved her grades. Aisha knew that this was just the beginning. She was excited about the future and all the possibilities it held. She had learned that with honesty, effort, and the support of her loved ones, she could achieve anything she set her mind to.